Hi everyone, this is Dragon GGY. This is an update to my module recommendations covering all the new 6 stars modules from the previous 2 patches. And quickly, before we start, if you want to discuss about CN news, future modules, and other in-depth Arcanite topics, you can join my Discord linked in the description. Also, I have made this module recommendation series into an online Google Sheet, so you can check on them anytime and in text. Link also in the description. Again, I will be using the same evaluation system for this series, but there's been a minor update. For the recommended level part, if I denote it as level X+, it means that the essential value of this module unlocks with level X. And for players who use the respective operator regularly or only have a limited number of operators, it is completely okay to go for upgrades beyond this level. But when a plus sign is not given, it means that based on my reasoning, I think upgrading beyond this level has very limited improvement, and I would generally recommend not upgrading. And with that out of the way, let's look at the new 6-star modules. First off, we have Angelina's second module. The base effect matches her not attacking nature during skill 2 and skill 3 downtime, which is good. However, the upgrades are very underwhelming, making it an overall unworthy deal. I think making use of Siracusa's second talent feels like a more economical choice, so I would not recommend beyond level 1. Dusk's second module, however, is a rather surprisingly good one. It has a lot of improvements packed together, starting with the base DP reduction. 2 summons on first attack softly improve the problem of her targeting a non-deployable tile and not activating the talent at all, and combined with the SP supply from the summons, can make her activate her skills much faster. Honestly, this module is obviously designed for her skill 3 since it is a 70/100 SP skill. 1.5 SP per second per summon brings her the fastest SP recovery potential in the game, but it is still dependent on tiles availability and requires you to do some summon management near the end of her skill. Overall, this is a very well-designed module that addresses a lot of key problems, but it doesn't change this skill fundamentally. It is still an in-between in terms of damage and control, which means there are both better damage and control choices that are better. So it is a good module, I'm gonna give it that, but priority will not be as high. Next, we are onto the single target medic modules. For Kal'tsit, monster unlocks the extra explosion on level 2 and extra stun time and damage on level 3. The key to this module is that it strengthens monster's survivability during skill downtime, especially when you hella drop it on enemy. Stunning enemy at half health buys time for Kal'tsit's skill cycling, which is decently fast, and it combines with the base effect to help Kal'tsit increase the healing on monster while it stuns the enemy. It also opens up a good strat to use monster as a stun bomb outside of Kal'tsit's attack range. As the stun can affect aerial enemies, it is also being utilized in IS3 a lot currently. Shining's module encourages her to specialize in protecting ground operators with the base ground healing boost and additional ground defense boost. The base effect is a good choice for hands-free skill 2 users, and operators like Blue Poison can now take X skill 3 with only the boost from a module level 2+'s Shining skill 3. Therefore, the numbers are good enough. The main limitation for holding Shining back, in my opinion, is that she does not provide extra functionality like Nightingale, who also has Arts Dodge. So in terms of competitiveness in a 12-man team, Shining may still not be greatly improved with this module, only with the numbers. Overall, I'm gonna say that this module is okay, but not excellent. Next, we have the 3.5 anniversary limited Texas Altar. She has the different module than Phantom, which is a damage oriented one. and this module itself is a pure stats module with the majority of improvement on level 1. The additional attack boost from upgrades will be less significant for the fact that Texas Alter mostly does arts damage from her skills, making attack boosts less important than if it were to be physical damage. Second module for Hoshiguma comes rather early, and this one is heavily defense oriented. If you remember, Nian became the operator with highest constant defense with the release of protector modules. Well, now the throne has come back to Hoshiguma, with her being at 1592 defense with skill 2 and blocking. This module can serve as a preparation against enemies with high one-shot potentials like the Steam Knight from chapter 11. Next is Schwarz's second module. Unlike the first one, this module heavily focuses on her own damage, and for the maximum benefit, it will most likely always stick with skill 3. It further boosts her iconic high damage per hit attacks, solidifying her damage and advantage against extremely high defense enemies, which is also her dominant zone over Posyomka. Overall, this module brings pretty good improvement, but will inevitably be less prioritized if you already built Posyomka. Also, you may re-evaluate between this one and the first module on which one to invest first based on your playstyle. Coming down, we have the Pioneer modules. X module here is a defense-oriented branch to help with the survival of Block 2 Vanguards, basically let them live longer to be able to block out the early enemies while buying time and DP. With Siege, one thing I'm gonna point out is that this module gives quite decent stats-wise improvements. It gives a 30% plus damage increase to her skill 2 and skill 3. But I do agree that this module feels underwhelming because it kind of fails to address the problem with her. The module does make up for her own survival with numbers, but her direct competitors Saga and Flametail both already have arguably better means to survive even without their modules. And even with all the attack plus and defense plus, they are still no match for Bagpipe's skill 3. So again, the core problem relates to the position Pioneers are in when Flagpipe is a thing, and that Siege suffers from an early design with very little functionality. She only has numbers, and the numbers are unfortunately not enough nowadays. Next, we have Saga and the Pioneer Y module. The base effect of first deployment DP-4 is quite massive. Full potential 6-star Pioneers will have the same DP as Myrtle with this module. It increases their competitiveness to the Flagpipe meta, which is very good. The upgrade with Saga's module allows her to stay in the critical recovery stage for just a bit longer and recover a little faster. Honestly, I think this module is less worthy because the survival talent is a solution for her to remain on the field longer, but most of the time, eventually, you will still retreat her at some point because it is the nature of Vanguards. Therefore, I don't think it will be particularly essential to invest in the upgrades. Finally, we have Flametail. The same as Saga, I highly recommend the base effect of the Y branch module. And for the upgrade, I think it is an doable investment. 120% may not seem much, but it is a final multiplier, plus that her dodge attacks are double hits and AoE. On paper, it can have a around 22 increase in skill DPS with skill 3, and I can recommend beyond level 1 if you are still a loyal Pioneer user. That's gonna do it for this update. Be sure to join my Discord server for the latest CN news discussions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.